Well, in yesterday's episode, spoilers if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it right now, literally right now. In yesterday's episode, we came back to back La Liga champions. Today, we try and win the big one, the Copa del Rey, for the first time. Hello and welcome to Club 6, part 46 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we have our last league game of the season against Real Madrid, and then we have that Copa del Rey final against Atletico Madrid. I know we don't really need to see the Real Madrid game because the league title is already wrapped up, but I think it's an important benchmark to see where we are in comparison to Real Madrid, because last year they pushed us close for this league title and we had to go to their place knowing we had to beat them. I think we had to beat them 2-0 or more. This year we've obviously done it 5 points to spare, a game to spare. It'll be interesting to see how we go and perform against them this time round. Is it just a case of they had a couple of dodgy games here and there when we didn't? Or who are the teams? Tell me, I never knew you could do that. So they're the teams that beat them. So they also lost to Numancia. We've lost to Alves, Celta Vigo and Numancia. Obviously Numancia on the first day of the season. Numancia are beating everyone. Where are they? They're all the way down here. Mad. But it will be interesting to see how we compare against Real Madrid to give us an idea of where we stand for next season. So let's get into that game straight away, because I know you're all really here for the big one, the Copa del Rey final. We do have Ats still injured with his concussion that he got in the last video. Ramos has returned from his suspension, though, so we're a little bit closer to a full-strength team today. And we've got Zielinski in goal, a back four of Ryback, Quito, Rigor and Serdic, with O'Neill and Ramos in midfield. Korkmaz, Benko and Gould all in behind Perez. Let's submit that team. This might be the team that starts next season, because Ats is still unhappy with how we performed in the Champions League this year. I don't know if winning the title again is going to have appeased him. I expect nothing. Yeah, I do expect nothing more than a win from this game. We've been in excellent form. It would be nice to go and win another football match. But Ats might yet force through a move. And if he does, it's going to be £100 million plus move, which will clear our debts, which from a financial point of view won't be the worst thing in the world either. But we need to get an idea of if Ramos and O'Neill will be good enough together with the likes of Soto, Moreno, Quito even as options to go into that midfield as backups to them, or whether we need to go out and buy a midfielder as good as Ats if we have to let Ats go, which obviously is going to be easier said than done because he's one of the best midfielders in the world, and to replace him would cost £150 million. It would be a new record signing. Of that, I am sure, to get a direct replacement who's ready to come straight into the team and be as good as he is. Right, Quito plays it all the way back to Zielinski, who plays it back to Quito again. Over to Rigor and Ramos. Gould, are we going to do a wonder goal building from the back here? Gould just runs straight into his opposite number. I don't know why we're going over to the little telly here. Are they about to get a player sent off for this? Because it didn't look that bad a tackle. It looked like Gould kind of just ran into him and fell over. But they have gone over for a red card review. Referee, send that man off. I don't know what for, but send him off. Have they sent him off? No? Not even a booking. So he went over for red card review and decided that what we all saw was what actually happened. Gould just ran into him. Yet he's still giving it as a foul. I don't understand how it can go red card review to no card but still a foul. It must have been at least a booking, surely. Right, we have been a better team here. Keep doing what you're doing. We will be fine. A draw here is absolutely fine. I just don't want to lose going into that Copa del Rey final. But we already beat Real Madrid at our place earlier in the season. So what was that from Gould? So far we've seen him run into an opposition player and now just pass the ball to the advertising boards. Gould's not having his best day, is he? But it would be, it would be nice to go unbeaten against Real Madrid over the course of the season. That would be another little point of note in our ongoing development. That I don't know if that was a wonder tackle or just madness, doing a slide tackle in our area. That yes, you got away with it initially, but it did give the ball directly to the opposition. I think this is a little bit of naivety from one of our young defenders here, Vandenberg, who's the attacking midfielder I want. Actually, it was Serdic who made the weird tackle, and then Quito and Rigor didn't really deal with it. We've gone 1-0 down. Let's not worry. Let's just have 10 minutes of passion. The man who shouldn't still be on the pitch taking the free kick, and Vandenberg, the previous most expensive player in Spanish football history before Quito, should we go and buy him? Let's just go and buy him, bring him in. It doesn't look as impressive if we only win the league by 2 points. It looks like we kind of got away with it again a little bit, which we haven't. We've been well clear at the top of this league for a little while. Benko, it's 2-on-2, and who is this in loads of space? I can't see the number on their back. I've got old man eyes. Gould's now at the post. Jason Gould is having a terrible game. He's still worth £70 million, but he's making it hard to love him today. We're going to have to make some changes. There are some very poor performances actually knocking around in this team at the moment. Ramos is having a terrible game. Soto can come on for him. Quito's having a really bad game. Annan can come on for him. We're going to do a triple substitution here, I think. Korkmaz also having a bad game. We're going to bring Garcia on for him. Garcia, we've seen what Garcia can do to Real Madrid on his day. This is probably going to be the last time you ever see Eusebio Garcia. So let's enjoy him one last time. Hopefully he can single-handedly beat Real Madrid one last time. Serdic is also... We've got so many players who are already on their holidays, which is worrying, and we've got a cup final coming up. But we just haven't turned up at all for this match today. Everyone's still hungover from the celebrations that we didn't even get to have, because in the last episode, we didn't get handed the trophy. What a save. What a double save from Zielinski. Garcia getting the tackle in, plays it forward to Perez. One of the last attacks of the game. It's probably not the absolute last one yet, but it's with Perez. Plays it back to O'Neill. O'Neill has options, finds Ryback, back with O'Neill again. O'Neill doesn't really know what to do with it. There's no one making themselves available to him, and now he plays it out to nobody. What is going on today? Why are our players doing that? That's not something I've noticed us do before, but two of us have done it in this second half. There's our former right back Rodriguez, who's now, it looks like he's finally made it into the Real Madrid team, which is very nice of him, or nice for him, I guess. We've lost this one, haven't we? It feels weird playing Real Madrid on the last day of the season and it not mattering, but we'll get excited for the Copa del Rey. I do actually want to win it. I joke about it, but I do actually want to win it, because otherwise this whole episode was pointless, because we could have just wrapped it up, won the league yesterday, and if it wasn't for the Copa del Rey final, we wouldn't even be doing this episode. This would be a transfer special now. So let's aggressively say wasn't good enough, because Real Madrid will now think, if that Numancia game had gone our way earlier in the year, we'd be champions. And they'd be right. Let's go and win the Copa del Rey. I know we'd normally do this in the season review, but this all seems to have come up early, before the Copa del Rey even. So this is Player of the Year. Vandenberg did win it. This is the guy, people have asked to see him, so this is the guy who was the previous record transfer ever in Spain before Quito. So started at AZ Alkmaar, went to Liverpool, then went to Real Madrid. I mean, he's had a decent career, hasn't he? But that is Bram Vandenberg. Ruiz got second place. Ruiz hasn't played for ages. His form just disintegrated, and he's not played since March. Bless him. But his form, he had a great first half of the season. And then in the end, he's actually not played many more games than he normally does. Feel a bit bad about that. Rigor gets third place despite only coming in January. Perez gets top goal scorer. 27 goals from 35 appearances. Paxi Dominguez got runner-up. Remember him? We discovered him. He's on loan from Spurs, so he's still not made it into the Spurs team. He's been at Athletic Bilbao for the last 3 seasons on loan. So you lot say it's unrealistic when I loan players for years in a row. There you go. There's an example of it actually happening. Surely he's in the Spurs team next year now. Or do we see... we're already scouting him. See about bringing him back. Bring him back where he started. And then some guy called Terra gets third place. Let's congratulate Perez for that. Zielinski gets goalkeeper of the year, as you would expect from the best goalkeeper in the world. I've got manager of the year, as you'd expect from the best manager in the world. And this is the team of the year, and it does have a very Sevilla flavour to it again. So Zielinski in goal, Ryback, Annan, Quito and Serdic all in the back four. Remember, Rigor was third on player of the year, but doesn't make it into the team of the year. I don't get the logic. Ramos and Atz are the midfield. Perez and Korkmaz are the strike partnership. O'Neill and Benko making it onto the bench. Again, big surprises for both of those to make it into team of the year. And then lots of money being paid out, which means finances are even more of a pickle than they were before. But who cares? We're going to go spending. But first, we're going to win the Copa del Rey. Well, here's some big news. Apparently, winning the league again was enough for him. Ats is happy to stay. I don't know if he's going to stay happy all summer. I am inclined to throw a new contract at him while we have the opportunity to do so. A new 5-year contract. Get rid of your yearly wage rise. Get this as high as we can get it. Let's say, I don't know. We want this to be 200 million. Why doesn't it? Can I write that in? Somehow managed to press the button to stop the recording. Right, let's try it again. So 200. Let's get enough zeros in. 200 million. He's going to say no to that anyway. 153. Limited by agent. It's still a 5-year deal though. That works for me. Let's get Ats tied down. Good news, everybody. Not only has he agreed to his new contract, he's also recovered from his concussion. I assume it's the blow to the head that convinced him that his future was here at Sevilla. I don't know. Why are Arsenal in for all our players? They were the ones who wanted Perez. It's baffling that some Premier League teams you would think wouldn't be able... I just don't see how Arsenal can take a player off of a team that's won the Liga 3 years in a row and is a regular starter unless they're winning the Premier League over and over again, which I haven't even looked at the Premier League since we left. Shall we see how good Arsenal are? Why are they the ones who are... They're fourth. So a team that are fourth in the Premier League haven't won the Premier League for at least 20 years and they think they're in with a shot of getting one of our players. Thierry Henry's their manager. They just don't stand a chance. It's still Man City largely dominating. A few league titles for Liverpool in there though. But mainly Manchester City with a little bit of Chelsea. So those two mainly, maybe, but not a chance would one of our players go to Arsenal. It makes no sense at all. But that's the only change for the cup final. Ats comes back into the midfield. O'Neill dropping back down to the bench. And we have got Garcia on the bench as well, who potentially this will be his final appearance. It would be nice for him to win a trophy in his last match. There's a trophy on the line. Go out there and show that you're born winners. I like that. A passionate team talk. We are born winners. We've won 3 trophies in the last 3 years. Back to back La Liga winners. We need to pick up a Copa del Rey to go in our trophy cabinet as well. This is why we haven't been able to win the Champions League. We're not good at cup competitions. This is second year in a row making it through to this final. We need to show we can win a final. And Korkmaz has finally shown you lot what he's been showing me during that good run of form that we had. Coming inside off the left wing as an inside forward. Grabbing his 23rd goal of the season. It's a lovely finish from Korkmaz. Both him and Perez have been a little bit quiet during those last 3 league games of the season, which is a potential problem. That might, again, be why we're struggling in the Champions League. They're both very, very good against weaker opposition, but you put them up against similar standard of players, and they do both go a little bit quiet. And I think it goes back into that whole we need a really creative attacking midfielder thing, because the two of them are great finishers and they're very effective if you give them... If we create 30 or 40 chances in a match, those two will score goals. If we only create 15, they might not. Korkmaz has just done a piece of individual brilliance, though, to show me that I'm an idiot. That's his 24th goal of the season. Korkmaz has decided to single-handedly win the Copa del Rey today, it seems. Why you would leave him unmarked on the edge of the area like that, I don't know, but he scored a nice little goal. On his weak foot, that's one with each foot now. Keep an eye on his head. I want a perfect hat-trick in a cup final. That would be very pleasant. I think we'd all enjoy a perfect hat-trick from Korkmaz, who started the season, certainly a couple of matches into the season, I was starting to worry about his future at the club as Perez emerged as one of Europe's elite strikers. I was starting to worry that Korkmaz might fall by the wayside, but his new lease of life as an inside forward on that left-hand side, proven today that on his day he's very good at it, and as time goes on and he gets better and better, finally becomes natural in that position. Remember, he's still young enough to have 10 years of top level football playing as a winger. Be lovely stuff. Right, let's grab a third goal. Ryback has just signed a new contract with us as well. He's tied down for another 5 years. Ramos there, big deep cross, finds Perez, falls to Ats, who's on a yellow card. And I'm tempted to just take him off because this is a cup final and he's on a yellow card and we all know what he's like. Gould shoots just over from the free kick. Atletico Madrid have not turned up for this final at all. We're absolutely dominating this match. It's Benko now. Benko tries to play Serdic in, but Atletico get across to cover. But big ball over the top, picked up by Perez. Crosses towards Korkmaz on the head. He was looking for his perfect hat-trick, but alas, 'twas not to be. Both Benko, Perez, I think Benko, Perez and Ats might all come off at the hour mark. It's a cup final. I don't mind making an early triple substitution. Get some more faces on the pitch. Benko just running about the place. He doesn't want to go off. It's a decent effort from him. I'm just going to take Ats off for now. He is recovering from an injury as well, and it gets O'Neill into the team. Swap those two over. Ramos can be the box-to-box midfielder again. And then we'll just keep an eye on these other two. I do want to get Garcia on the pitch. O'Neill with a lovely finish. Only his third goal of the season, but he is very much becoming an important member of this squad again, albeit as like a 12th man backup player. But I don't mind that. You need some world-class backup players if you're going to be a team that win the Champions League, and I think that's what O'Neill is. He seems quite happy to do it. Another one, similar to Korkmaz, who's still young enough to go and have a full and happy career as a regular starter somewhere else after his mission at Sevilla is over. But for now, he's a little super sub for us, and I like it. Right, we're going to take Gould off, and we're going to put Garcia on that right-hand side. It's absolutely not a position he's natural at or comfortable at, but I just want him on the pitch, just as a way to say goodbye. And we'll bring Abraham on as well. There you go. We've got 3 strikers and a left winger, and most of them playing out of position. This is going to be interesting, but we're doing so well. Let's praise them. We're doing so well, it shouldn't really matter. Atletico just haven't turned up. They're not bothered. They're playing even worse. Korkmaz with a header again. He wants that. We all want him to get his perfect hat-trick. I should stick him up front alongside Perez. In fact, doing that would allow me to get more players into their natural positions. It just seems a bit of an odd substitution to make when we're 3-0 up with 10 minutes to go. Or not substitution, but tactical change, throwing more men further forward. So I won't do it, but it would have been nice for him to score a header as well. Here's his last opportunity for it. Ramos with the free kick. It's Perez with the header. Straight at their keeper, though. Falls to Garcia. Crosses over to Korkmaz, who attempted the volley. Probably should have gone with the head and might have scored. But we have won. And do we finally get to see a trophy celebration? The players look ecstatic. There we go. Look, we've won the double. Excellent, excellent stuff. Another trophy for the CV. We absolutely dominated them as well. This is one of the best teams in Spain. We've just ruined. We've got to do this in the Champions League. We're clearly a very good team who just need to sort our lives out in the Champions League next season. Chapman enters Spain Hall of Fame. Is there anything else of interest there? No, let's have a little look. How do I look at Hall of Fame? I think this is the first time I've entered any Hall of Fame this season. So, nation, Spain. I am the 10th best manager in Spanish football history with 3 La Ligas, a Copa del Rey and a Supercopa. That has been quite an efficient 3 years. And we're here for another year at least. So we could push above the likes of Antonio Conte, Pep Guardiola. Let's go and become the best manager in Spanish football history. But first, tomorrow we have a season review and transfer special, and expect lots of money to be spent because we're looking for the missing pieces of the jigsaw to allow us to go and win the Champions League next season. If you have enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.